Hey tankers, and welcome back to World of Tanks with PR154, and today we are looking at the premium tier 8 Russian heavy tank, the KV-5. This is a tank that's been around for a little while. It has a slightly different crew layout to some of the other Russian heavy tanks that you see, like Defender, that typically runs a 4-man crew. This one needs an extra loader. So that gives it crew compatibility with a lot of the tanks on the IS-4 line. In particular, the KV-4, which I'm grinding at the moment. Now, I'm mainly going there because I wasn't having a hell of a lot of success with the Heavy Tank 15 for the T55A using the Maus. That was the only sort of tier 10 heavy I had with a good armor layout. So I wasn't having a lot of success with the honors condition in the Maus in particular, because because you've only got 260 millimeters of face armor on the turret, you can't turn the gun to face a target as well as block damage. And unfortunately, when the honors condition is to account for at least 25% of the hit point pool of the enemy team, you need to be picking up damage. So heading down towards the IS-4 for something that has effective armor while it's fighting. But back to the KV-5, this has a rather interesting armor layout. It has a lot of potential to block damage. Very sturdy hull, quite a sturdy turret as well, 190 millimeters on the turret facing, and then with the gun mantlet and some of the other areas off to the side, you're getting sort of 300 to 190 millimeters. It's not without its weak points, however, and these weak points are quite obvious. For Star Wars fans, what you have is what looks like a couple of astromech droids in the front of the hull here. They are actually we'll zoom out on this. So this guy here has 160 millimeters of armor. This guy 180. So a lot of the vehicles that it finds at tier and even below are going to be able to punch through them. And when that happens, that's also a crew member that you lose as well. So you do have to be a little bit mindful of that. Its main armament is quite effective at 107 millimeters. Standard rounds do 196 millimeters of penetration, which is adequate for tier. The premium shells give you a little bit of a boost. They penetrate for 219 millimeters, so you get an extra 23 millimeters of penetration out of it. Not a huge gap, all things considered. When you think about switching to premium ammo for maximum competitive. It's not a huge boost, but what we're finding at the moment, I guess, a lot of the targets we're facing, we've got the T29, the standard rounds. We're 2 from 2, both of them are able to punch through it. If you know your weak points, the gun's actually accurate to be able to zero in and knock them out, which is a little bit uncharacteristic of a Russian vehicle. So pressing in, we've got 3 vehicles in front of us, we've got 1 vehicle behind us. Now, what you should always be doing, if you're ever stuck in a crossfire, the best thing to do is just have a look at, well, which side is the weakest, and push the weaker side. In this case, we've got myself and an IS versus a Tiger P, versus sort of 3 tier 7 and tier 8 tanks in front of us. So obviously we're going to pick the line with the Tiger P. Now the Tiger P is not alone. It is actually backed up by an OHO that is appears to be playing the other utility building. So we'll be set up to try to deal with that. It's firing AP rounds down at us. We have been able to bounce a few of them quite successfully, although the Tiger P remains quite committed to trying to damage us there. Now you notice we picked up a little bit of a tick in the box there, and that's because we have a job to do. Union-9 for the Chimera, hunt for the Heavies. Our primary conditions are to inflict 2,000 hit points of damage on heavy vehicles, which between the T29, the Tiger P, and the OHO, we've now been able to do. The other primary condition, of course, being to destroy 2 enemy tanks. Honors conditions are pretty standard, being to win and also to survive. So if you are in a hurry, you can just cause the damage and inflict the kills, but wherever we go, we're going for honours at this stage because those orders are all so important. Tiger P is stuck around with 8 hit points left, so we're going to chase down that primary condition for the kills. Going to try to duck behind this door, and in doing so we've been able to bounce this shot off the Oho, strangely off our arse. They might have been a little bit disappointed with that. Quick follow-up shot by the IS now puts the Oho in a one-shottable position for us. So this is a real opportunity here for us to pick up our second primary condition on this mission. We are joined by a Leo and an E25 that are also whittling away, but our follow-up shot, we're able to knock out the Oho to pick up the rest of our primary conditions. So now what's left is we've got to win and we've got to survive. We can be supremely confident of a win at this point with a 7-gun advantage over the enemy team. Survival, not so much. We've only got 326 hit points, so we can't be too cavalier about this. What's left on the enemy team is a T-44 and a T-54. So if we were to rush in there, and if they had the gold loaded, or even just shooting out our little astromech droid titties at the front of the tank, then that could be quite problematic for us, and we wouldn't get that honest condition. So understandably, we're trying to play this endgame a little bit safely. Now they've knocked out the T-54 Mod 1, it's just the T-44 left. It's being surrounded on a few sides. There may be an opportunity here for us to pick up a little bit of extra damage because greed is good, but T-Swift and the Leo ends up getting the final kill. Taylor, is that you? Anyway, that's a win for us. Let's take a quick look at the results. So that is an honours completion for Union-9 of the Chimera Personal Campaign. So just to recap, what we needed to do there was account for at least 2,000 hit points of damage upon enemy heavy tanks, and we needed to knock out 2 of them. That's the primary condition, and between 1,262 hit points on the Oho and 1,451 hit points on the Tiger P, we've well and truly met that requirement. We also need to destroy 2 enemy heavy tanks, which again the Tiger P and Oho we've been able to knock out. Honest condition being to win and also to survive. We've also picked up a level 1 mastery badge for our efforts, as well as these 2 Battle Heroes medals. We've got Steel Wall for receiving the most hits of any player on the team, some of which we were able to bounce, but we only had about 330 hit points left in the tank at the end of the game, so we were drawing quite heavily on our hit point pool throughout that engagement. We also picked up the High Calibre medal for accounting for at least 20% of the enemy hit point pool, causing this time around over 3,300 hit points of damage. We picked up a few badges of merit here as well. We've got Bruiser for destroying, for damaging enemy vehicle modules or crew members at least 5 times in the course of the battle. We picked up the Duelist medal for destroying at least 2 enemy vehicles that cause damage to us in turn, and the Fire for Effect medal, which if you've got the High Caliber medal, you start betting valuable body parts, then you're going to get this little badge of merit as well. Having a look at the team scores, we had quite a few high scorers this game, so that at the top of the tree, we're all bunched up quite well. Had a really good game here by the AMX 1357, who had quite a nice collection of both damage inflicted as well as assist damage, and that's from bottom tiered as well. Also to the E25, who had a nice combined mix as well. The special mention on the enemy team to Shadow Samurai and the T29, who picked up nearly 1,800 hit points of damage from bottom tiered, but not enough to carry today. Having a look at the detailed report, this is quite a profitable game for us, bearing in mind it is a premium tank. Now, we did have some battle payments running from Big D, I believe the clan's called now. So still, that would have been a net profit of 90 credits, irrespective of this battle payment. So it would have been quite profitable for us there. So that is that's KV-5, and that's Union-9 for the Chimera knocked over with honours. So happy with that. And if you've got a replay that you're happy with, please reach out over Discord or any of the links below. We'll do our best to sort you out. A word of warning though, we have had a tremendous response to the channel of late, and I have received so many replays from a community, and I love you all from the bottom of my heart. We will try to get to them, but at the moment we actually have a bit of a backlog going to the end of April and creeping into May. So I've got a little bit of work ahead of me in the recording studio. In the meantime, take care out there.